Hi! In a previous video, I invited you to consider that heartbreak doesn't have to be a tragedy. I've offered you a different perspective, which is consider heartbreak as an experience that will show us important lessons for life and about ourselves. So today I'm going to talk to you about 4 big lessons that I personally learned after my last heartbreak. You know, it is not the same when you have your heart broken when you are in your 20s, 30s, or when you are after 50 or 60 like I am. But I think there's wisdom in the broken heart anyway. So usually people operate from the ego-based approach. That is like normal. You're going to find a lot of information, a lot of videos and blogs and posts and everything about how to deal with a broken heart from an ego perspective, which is not, I'm not saying that ego is evil. That's something that we need to avoid. It's important to have an ego. It's protecting us and taking care of that we don't get into a lot of trouble. So that is good. But if we really want to go deeper, and we want to take this experience of the heartbreak as an opportunity for evolving, then this is the conscious approach that I invite you to consider this time. So what are the lessons? The 4th lesson, maybe the last one, is the most important one, so stay until the end of the video. The first lesson is surrender. And what means surrender? Surrender is to melt into something that is higher than us. When we realize that the pain that we are feeling is so huge, is so deep, and so unavoidable, no matter what we do, there is the pain, and we want to resist as much as possible. Part of our mind does that, needs to resist. It's like a natural response for surviving. But when we surrender, we recognize that whatever we are dealing with is bigger than us, and we stop resisting. So we somehow, because when we resist something, we add more tension, more stress, and it makes things bigger. So these lessons or these strategies that I am showing you today here are going to help you to move on faster, believe it or not. You know the saying that the only way out is through? Yeah, this is one of those occasions that we need to go through if we really want to get out. So surrender is the first one. And surrender always goes together with acceptance. So when we accept, because of course, in the process of grieving, in the process of dealing with the heartbreak, usually we go through different stages. There is denial, negotiating, bargaining, and all that. So instead of doing that, if we are conscious about what we are doing, we are observing ourselves during the process if we can, of course, we were going to notice that in order to, avoid the resistance, we surrender and then we accept things as they are. We accept the facts, okay? We accept that our ex-partner decided to move away, to get out of the relationship, to break the relationship. That wasn't our decision. And we just need to accept without the whole story that we built on top of that. Yeah, that's another lesson. But the second one is acceptance, radical acceptance. There's another video that the link is over there where I talk about radical acceptance. So acceptance means I accept the fact, I accept the reality that I am living right now, today, here and now, without jumping into the future. Today, right now, this is the way it is. I accept that hurts a lot. I accept that I don't like it. I accept that it's really painful and I don't like to go through this. I accept everything. And that is also going to reduce the tension and the stress on top of the pain that you are going through. So, acceptance. The third one, the third lesson, and these are lessons for life. It's not just lessons for this particular situation. These are lessons for life. That thing that we need to learn in order to grow and evolve, go to the next level in our evolution. So, the third one is also very important, is become aware of the story that our mind is creating around the situation. Because one thing is, okay, the relationship came to an end. My ex-partner decided to do this. It wasn't my decision. But the story is, for example, your mind is going to try to make sense of it. So you are going to try to understand what happened. And let me tell you, and I know this because this is what I did during 2 years of my life, trying to understand why. Well, guess what? You will never find out. Even if you have this conversation with your ex-partner and your ex is trying to be honest with you, whatever the other person tells you probably is not going to be 100% the reason. And even if you know why, in which way is this going to be helpful? It's not. So don't even try to understand because you will never find out, you will never understand. That is totally useless. There are things that the mind does that they are not very helpful for us. That is one. So don't try to understand. So become aware when you are creating stories in your mind. The other type of stories is about ourselves. It's a story about, when we feel like the victim. We were left. Someone went away, abandoned us. So we were abandoned, rejected, unloved, all that. And then we start feeling very bad about ourselves and we create stories. No one is going to love me. I cannot, keep a partner with me. There must be something wrong with me. And you start going into victimization. You are a victim of yourself. You're also, blaming yourself for everything. And that is another story. So if you can observe your emotions, your feelings, and your thoughts, you're going to realize that you are creating a story in your mind that is making you feel even worse. Because on top of the situation that, the relationship ended, is all the other stories that we create in our mind about how horrible, terrible this is, and that means, and we start creating meaning about, around all those things. And those things are about all our insecurities come up, all our fears, everything, and then we create this whole story that we repeat every day over and over, and we believe that story is the truth, and we feel even worse. So, not good. And I'm telling you because I've been going through that more than once, but the second time I really paid attention about my own process. Every person is different, I give you that, but this is an example and this is my experience that I'm sharing here with you and the experience that I have with my clients. So, after surrendering, accepting, becoming aware of the story that we're creating in our mind, here comes the most important one, that is something like the consequence of dealing with all this is you're going to learn how to love yourself like you never did before. So the fourth lesson, and the most important one, that it can change your life forever, it happened to me, is learning how to love yourself like never before. You know, when you have the capacity to observe yourself during this process, and you see how deeply you are in your despair, in your sorrow, how, engaged you are in this situation where you feel, when you're judging, you're blaming, and you're doing all that, when you can take a look at that and you see yourself with compassion, that is love. And when you're making decisions about what thoughts and what stories are good for you and what stories are not good for you, you are making a decision about loving yourself. Because when we love ourselves, we take care of us. We take care of what we eat, we take care of what we think, we take care of what we do, we take care of what kind of friends we want to be around. That is the decision that we make when we really put ourselves first, because we love us. Because no one is going to love us better than we do when we do it, when we learn how to do it. And you may not believe me right now, but if you learn to love yourself maybe a little better than you're doing right now, this is going to help you to make good decisions in the future about your next relationship. You may say, no, I will never go into any relationship again. I know, I totally get it. But eventually you will, because you're going to manifest the perfect person for you, because you are going to be a different person. A person who loves herself so much that will only radiate this love and this confidence that is going to be so magnetic for your next partner in life. So, self-love is the most important lesson. And embrace it, because that is going to change your life like nothing before. I hope you like this video. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss any of the next videos coming up. And I have a special offer for you. This is my free ebook, Broken Heart First Aid, with 5 steps to soothe the pain of the broken heart, with some tips, techniques, and tools that you can use to calm your nervous system, to have some control over your thoughts. Do you remember we talked about that? So there are different suggestions, techniques, tools that you can practice every day, and it's totally free for you. Just click the link below in the description, and it's for you to keep. Thank you for watching. Share this video if you like it, and leave a comment. I always welcome your comments. Thank you. Namaste.